The auditorium buzzed with anticipation, a sea of faces straining to see the man who had ignited both hope and controversy across the nation. John Kennedy stepped up to the podium, his suit crisp, his demeanor calm, yet his eyes carried the weight of the nation's expectations. Cameras flashed, capturing every movement, every gesture. He took a deep breath, ready to address the pressing issues that had brought citizens from all walks of life to this rally. But then, from the back of the crowd, a sharp voice cut through the murmurs, "Liar." The word echoed like a gunshot, startling the crowd and freezing the air for a heartbeat. The protester, a young man in his mid-20s, stood defiantly, a warn sign clutched in one hand. His eyes burned with frustration, his jaw set as if daring anyone to confront him. For a moment, Kennedy's aides exchanged nervous glances. Security tensed. The tension was palpable. Kennedy, however, did something unexpected. He didn't flinch. He didn't wave off the accusation or call for the protester to be removed. Instead, he leaned slightly forward and smiled, not mockingly, but with a quiet confidence that drew every ear in the room. "I hear you," he said. "Why don't you do something remarkable? Read the bill aloud." The crowd collectively gasped. Murmurs spread through the audience. The young man blinked, clearly taken aback by the calmness and the challenge. "What?" he stammered. "The bill," Kennedy replied steadily. "The very one I spoke about. Read it aloud, so we can all understand it together." A tense silence fell. Some in the crowd exchanged skeptical looks, expecting confrontation. Others leaned forward, sensing the weight of what was unfolding. Slowly, the protester's voice trembled as he began reading. The words were dense, complicated, legalistic, but he read on. And as he read, a transformation began. Kennedy listened intently, nodding occasionally, never interrupting. His presence was grounding, his gaze unwavering. By the time the protester stumbled over the final clauses, the tension in the room had shifted from confrontation to reflection. The young man, exhausted from the effort, looked up, unsure what to expect. Kennedy raised his hand gently. "Thank you," he said. "Not just for reading, but for holding us all accountable. Democracy doesn't work when we rely on assumptions or accusations. It works when we engage, when we challenge, when we read, when we question." The crowd erupted, not in jeers, not in applause at the protester, but in a recognition of the moment itself. People were moved, realizing that anger alone wasn't enough. Understanding, dialogue, and courage were what truly made a difference. Backstage, Kennedy's aides were relieved but puzzled. "Wasn't that risky?" one whispered. "You could have been humiliated." Kennedy smiled softly, almost to himself. "Risk is necessary," he said. "But standing still in the face of anger, that's how you change hearts." The young protester, Minu,